The Chinese investors, they take their time, they're smarter.
We're live.
And they're taking time. Oh,
we're live back. What episode is this?
12.
We're back for episode 12. We lasted 4 months on the Ordinals Are Dead show. What is up, y'all? I'm Bootallions, followed by my co-host Troy.
What's up,
Ordinals Master.
What's up, baby? How you doing?
With our founder BitGod.
Let's go. Let's go.
And we are joined by a very special guest this week, the pumper of my Node Monkey bags. I appreciate so much. Good things.
Good things.
How are you?
Oh, let's get it.
Full fucking send, dude.
Full send. How's your hoodie treating you?
Sorry?
How's your hoodie treating you?
My hoodie is treating me quite well. Yeah, I think our floor dipped from like a 0.7 or 0.65.
You got to run up more spaces.
Local tips, but yeah, I mean we gotta pump those nodes more.
Why aren't you wearing your hoodie, man?
Yeah, what's good with that?
What's up with that, dude? What's up with that?
Are you talking about
what's
my
good
Node Monks hoodie or?
Yo, yeah, well, whatever hoodie's talking about.
We got it. Well, it's a 3D glasses hoodie, Node Monk. So
that's fire.
I'm still working on the physical piece, but yeah.
Jesus Christ, good things, great things.
Yeah.
And we are joined by very special guests. I got my personal boo crew over here on the couch.
Yep.
What's
with my
up?
gang.
And who are they?
They showed.
Yo, I'm Blue Toshi. I'm his co-founder.
Yep.
So I brought one of my Android AI experiments.
Not AI, surprisingly, somehow.
No, he's definitely AI.
And then we got the beautiful Lumi right next. And we got our Druid Boo Rosenbaum. Got him, our
baby.
generative art.
And don't forget Shava. Don't forget Shava.
And our lovely
Shava.
studio dog Shava.
Yep.
So today, Troy, I'm seeing a lot of dead cats and alive cats on my timeline. What the fuck?
Yeah,
is going on?
so good things, great things, dead things, right?
Yes.
Here's what we're talking about. So quantumcats.xyz, go to the site while I'm talking if you want. Quantum Cats is a project by like the Taproot Wizards team, definitely the artist.
Lord Udi?
Yeah, Wizard Lord Udi, OX Far, or Far as we know him, who did the art for the Taproot Wizards. He's a legendary artist, has his own career outside of Taproot Wizards, and he drew these 3,333 cats. One of the cats is up for bid at Sotheby's. I think the last
Over
bid.
100,000.
100,000 now?
Yeah, over
Holy
100,000.
shit!
Over one.
Yep.
God darn.
Okay.
Well,
4 days left. 4 days left.
so Quantum Cats is all based on this opcode called OpCat. What the fuck is that, Boo? I know, but I want to hear from you.
All right, we're getting the technical explanation. So
Yeah, baby.
Let's go.
Bitcoin was actually built way back 2009 when our great god Satoshi Nakamoto invented Bitcoin. It was actually built with smart contract functionality in place, and operation codes are a thing still in a Bitcoin that are basically like shortcuts telling the Bitcoin network, hey, so this transaction has like these codes in it, so we need you to execute this on the blockchain. So there was a really fun one called OpCat, and basically that just allows two strings to combine together. That allows like advanced smart contract functionality on Bitcoin, like imagine having a DEX or a DApp on Bitcoin. Ooh. But OpCat in particular is trying to be brought up by Udi, something about Satoshi's dead cat. What do you know about that?
Yeah, I mean, all I know is that Satoshi kind of was saying that he wanted this like implemented back then. So it's kind of like a reversal of fortune.
Wait, so are
in
you
a way.
saying that Satoshi kind of wanted like ETH?
He made ETH.
Virtual machines? Like
He made ETH.
made
Bitcoin
ETH?
was the OG Ethereum chain.
Okay.
But I think it was removed. He actually had fears. It was on the forum where it's like he wants to remove OpCat, and they did, and like other operation codes for fear of like stability and basically like vulnerabilities
and other
on the blockchain.
bullshit from the maxis.
Other BS from the maxis, to actually kill the chain.
So Boo, though, I mean, to this though, like obviously Udi, the whole Taproot Wizard.
What
is that? Though?
Okay, so
Like, what the hell is that?
okay, I know this is fucking
Nobody
cool.
knows what the fuck that
So
is.
I read up on this, and I also was listening to Tyler Whittle, Dr. Dow. Love you, Tyler. How you doing, buddy? Wizard. We need a hat for him. So the covenants are basically you can direct in code to restrict the spending of who you're sending your Bitcoin to. So say, for instance, I send a Bitcoin to Butoshi or Chad.
I'm keeping that Bitcoin.
And he can do whatever he wants with that one Bitcoin. He can send it anywhere, but with a covenant, I can direct it for him to only send it to like a few places of my choosing, which is going to lead to vaults, which is a better way of having stronger custody of your own wallet.
Okay.
And then the Lamport signatures basically is going to be not an attack, but it's going to be a defense against quantum computing attacks when people try to steal more of your Bitcoin or try to steal your Bitcoin.
So that's super interesting.
Wow.
One of my only like bearish cases on Bitcoin and crypto is that when quantum computing does come out, it is logically reasonable to like crack a seed phrase within like a given time frame. So does that prevent against
both
quantum
cracking a
computing
seed
from like
phrase as
cracking
well
a seed
as-
phrase?
as well as mining Bitcoin faster, right?
I-
With now quantum.
to
qubits,
answer
et
his
cetera.
question, I think that's the answer to attack vectors from quantum computing. To your question, say that again, please.
Yeah, I'm saying that there's also the attack vector of you have qubits, right? You have quantum computing. You can now mine Bitcoin faster. Right?
Possibly, I can't answer that.
Does that make the chain faster? Oh, sorry. But you know how like it's like average 10 minutes. If we have quantum computing, you think we get blocks in like seconds?
Well, no, I mean, blocks. I think will still. I guess they'll just be able to have more hash power, right? Like 1 qubit or multiple qubits. Right? I don't know. I'm not the fucking expert.
Well, I'd like to hear.
I'm just saying, like, if you have a better CPU, a better GPU, and you can mine, of course, Bitcoin faster.
Because it's just
right?
solving math, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Hey, good things. What do you think about this, man?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. So quantum computing is like a very, very nascent, like this very cutting edge computing. And to be honest, like I don't really know that much. And I don't know anybody that really does. Like when I left Amazon back in 2019, they were just starting to get into quantum computing in a real way. But basically what you're talking about is like exponentially more powerful processing capabilities. And so, you know, when you're talking about mining Bitcoin or you're talking about like cracking like, you know, well-known security ciphers, like it's really just brute force, right? Yep. And so, yeah, with quantum computing, like it's not just Bitcoin that's in trouble. Like there's a lot of the most important data systems in the world will need to be probably retrofitted or in trouble. But I think we're at that stage of the game where it's still very nascent, and so it's not really like a huge concern. But I think it's cool that you have something like Opcat where you enable this other functionality that could possibly, you know, super-proof Bitcoin against that.
Absolutely.
And I'm very turned on by that. Very turned on by that. But I want to get back to the project for a second.
So we got quantum computing. How does that tie in with quantum cats?
Yeah. So, well, here's what I wanted to talk about with Quantum Cats. The idea of these two teams that they're deployed with, like 7 team members that are leading the way, and
what are the 2 teams?
The teams are Team Dead, and Team Alive. Wow. Team Dead. Well, what's team are you on?
Dude, okay, so
I'm Team Dead, baby.
Dude,
I like
Team Dead.
I
Team
have
fucking
baby.
Dead.
Yeah,
Let's
baby.
go.
I have
We're
you
gonna-
guys
we're
are
on
all
top,
on
man.
Team Alive, just to be
No,
petty.
no,
So
Team
you guys
Dead.
are on Team Dead?
Team Dead.
Okay, just to be petty, I'm on Team Alive, but like I like my cats. I like my cats being alive, so like I'm gonna have to pick Team Alive.
You're a traitor, bro. You're a traitor.
But my point is with these two teams is that I got put into chat and I'm seeing people from cross chains like ETH or Solana that are in there.
Yeah.
And so I think it's like a brilliant way. And they have these like trackable like Twitter threads where you're like tagging I'm dead or I'm alive, and these, you know, people are deploying GIFs and, you know, keep that spirit up, which is creating a hype cycle already for the hype
It's a net
cycle.
positive, right?
Yeah, it's a net
Educational.
It's educational, net positive, cross-chain MFers, and I'm talking big ones. I think NFT Nick is in my chat, and I mean I could care less about him. It's more that the fact that he's in there, which I think is kind of cool and important. So
But let me ask Boo. I want to ask Boo on this. Like, do you see this at all being like, this is really cool, right? It's educational. It's pushing, you know, Bitcoin forward. Maybe this will improve Bitcoin. Like, do you see this as a bad thing? Like, there's so many people grinding on this. Like,
Wait,
you know
so when you say see this as a bad thing, are you talking about
Like, what's
quantum
is there a
cats,
negative
the
here?
project?
Is
Are you
BitGod
talking
footing?
about
no, I
Opcat?
mean, is
BitGod's
there
fighting.
negative here? You know what I mean?
BitGod's bing bong.
Someone's got to
Your
take the other
questions.
side. We
Okay.
can't just all be positive.
So
here.
so your question.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. This is Troy speaking. Welcome to Ordinals Are Dead. Casey.
Take him out.
I'll tell him. He was fudding. I know. You care about which team are you on? Are you on
they're
Team Dead or
fast.
Team Alive? Oh shit. Okay. All right. I will not say. You know, nobody's listening. All right. Thanks, Casey. Talk to you later, man. Love what you're doing. All right. Peace.
What do you say, man?
He's on Team Dead.
Oh, there we go.
Casey's on Team Dead?
Let's go, baby. Let's
Team
go.
Dead.
Go.
Team
It's
Dead,
over,
baby.
man. It's
Let's
over.
fucking go.
Spam in the chat, Team Dead. Spam in
Team
the
Dead,
chat,
baby.
No, I mean that's but seriously, Boo. Like I'm asking, like, is there any negative here? Like everyone just said, oh, it's Opcat and quantum. You know,
So if we're talking, so you're talking about like negative.
Fucking turning of the tides is already here, dude.
Oh yeah.
So two things. One thing is that there was I think it was that space. And I was like, Udi, I sent the space to him. I was like, they're talking about you right now. He goes, I can't get in. I'm blocked. I said, don't worry. I'll record it for you right now on my phone. And I'm giving him a play-by-play. I said, they're talking about this. They're talking about that. And they're doing this. Like, what did you do? And he goes, I don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. Super funny. But the other thing but based on what you were saying, is that I heard, maybe this is a conversation we had last night, but I heard that some of these maxis, these laser eyes, are going to buy some of the cats.
I also heard that.
And maybe they're going to control the floor.
Who told you that?
dude, I heard that too. I heard that
There's
too.
I'm in an alpha group, and it's like super smart people.
So he heard that too.
They're working together to do reports. Like it's like a book report for the maxis. Yeah, to basically earn these cats and control the situation.
Holy shit! So are we like?
taking over.
Is this bullish or is this going to be the most dramatic project?
I think it's
Are you
bullish.
selling any
bullish.
projects to get your cats or to get more cats or are you selling any projects?
I don't. That's a good question. I feel stumped, but I know I bought 2 art pieces today, and I sold one of them to make
So
up for the
you-
cost.
so you are. So you are.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe, because I like what they're doing over there.
You like the kitties.
I mean, I like the team. I don't really care about kitties. I don't care about, even though I'm Turkish and there's a great documentary on kitties. I think it won an Academy Award. But that's besides the point. I like Far and I like
love
Udi because he's funny. Udi's chill. He's very confident. He sits in the pocket. He's not in a rush to market.
I love Udi.
Although
he's so funny when he shits on maxis on stage.
Oh, I know.
It makes
I
me
know.
so bullish.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like this is incredibly bullish, right? You have an amazing sort of educational, push to have hype cycle around all of this sort of stuff. You have people on the maxi side thinking about obviously buying this, and then you have Troy who's going to sell some of his stuff to get some cats.
Swag. Who's that old guy talking? Swag. Come on, Swag.
Come on,
Don't
Swag.
take offense.
Swag, your job is to lift up the puppets, okay? World
ahead,
peace,
dude.
baby.
Swag, pump my opiums higher, please.
But yeah, no, I think it's fucking bullish. Like I was in the
Ripcash.
Discord. I started a group chat for Team Dead. Like there's a shitload of people in there. I've been in spaces with people. Like the amount of like work that people are gonna have to do to complete these tasks, they're gonna have to actually learn. They're not only gonna have to read, but they're gonna have to write, and they're gonna have to go create video content. Like for anybody that gets through those gates, like you're a committed fucking person.
Yeah.
And I know people are financially incentivized, but I think that's actually a good thing, right? Like
Yeah.
people should be paid for their efforts. And so I think this is a beautiful thing that Udi and his team have managed to capture the attention of everybody.
Yes, and so like that was my original point that was leading with the Team Dead, Team Cat, Team Alive, and sanctioning those. Not sanctioning, but like sequestering those teams to kind of lift up and spread the word, but also the education of that and digging in and not just being like, oh, I got a whitelist, I'm going to mint and flip, right?
And the competition.
Yes, competition, and it gets you involved. Go ahead, brother.
I
I'm
was
sorry.
gonna say, so I dropped out of college and I still gotta write papers.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I'm saying, man. I dropped out of college and like I still have to be doing this stuff.
But
Still
I
gotta
heard
grind.
that I don't need to write papers to be a TradFi. Mr.
Oh,
Baker.
man.
I'm seeing a lot of.
Wait, whoa.
Listen, back it up. So TradFi is and I think some others, like I think deep in the DeFi ecosystem, like that just call TradFi, TradFi.
What is
right?
TradFi like? Is
TradFi is
it
just
the
traditional
stock market?
finance.
Traditional
It's like
finance,
traditional
yeah.
finance. Like
It's like
people-
trad art, traditional art, but
Okay.
finance.
This is like the Patagonia vest crowd.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, I should probably take
Well, you
this
got
off.
you got
I mean,
the jacket, dude. You're good.
No, I'm just
If it were a vest, then
got
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Good
No, I
things
know.
just called
I
out.
almost wore the vest, man. It would have been ironic.
That
but
was
listen,
that was good, man.
But listen, TradFi, right, is just a blanket term for I think people on the Wall Street side, right, on people pushing anything but decentralization. It's a blanket term.
We
but
do read
I
the
also
chat,
call
by the
them
way.
sort of
Hi, Onyx.
TradFi. You had a record week this past week, right, with the ETFs being approved last week. That whole blunder, of course, with the SEC, a whole other topic to talk
Yes.
about. But you had I think over $1 billion in volume in a week. You had some clear winners
For the
that came
ETF?
out of just on the ETFs, all of the ETFs. You had some clear winners. You had BlackRock and Fidelity coming out as sort of the top dogs.
The cabal.
And you had Grayscale that I think has been really sort of affecting the Bitcoin price these past couple weeks because Grayscale is charging 100 basis points more than BlackRock and Fidelity. There's a ton of outflows, about like $500 million per day.
Okay,
And it just sells. It just sells.
So is that
Market
bullish
sells.
or is that bearish?
It's bearish on Grayscale, and I think it's a little bit bearish probably short term until sort of Grayscale
Because we did
sells
drop
all their
like
shit.
3K, like Bitcoin dropped
Yeah.
3K. I woke up, I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
is it over?
Yeah, no,
Are we back?
100%. So I don't know. I think it's both bearish and bullish.
It's like I feel like we're getting regulated without law right now, in a way. And
You think
and
just because of just these bigger players, they got
of course, and I think that you have to know how to dance within that infrastructure to be able to
how are you
win.
going to dance?
I'm going to dance a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right. The thing is about
What's your strategy? What's your strategy? I want to know.
My strategy is a group strategy, right? Like hive mind of like good investors, like I do have.
Surround yourself with great people.
And yeah, great people. And look at your friend group. If they have $5 all in their pocket, you're probably going to have $5 for a while in your pocket, right? So I just try to work with the same crew of people, and we delineate and discover and go over, look, nothing's ever like magical. Some of it's luck, but a lot of it is calculated and but anti-cabal stuff. I mean, we're working within their infrastructure, and hopefully, listen, I'm here. The story of blockchain is attractive.
Yeah, it's very attractive.
And the story is so good, I won't leave.
I mean,
right?
it's attractive to of course BlackRock. I want to throw maybe over to you, GoodThings. I want to get your sort of thoughts on the ETF. But first, chat, let us know what you think. Do you like the ETFs?
Yeah.
You hate TradFi? What are you into? What do you not like?
EDF bearish or bullish?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah,
what do you think?
I mean, I think like the world's largest financial institutions like making a bull case for Bitcoin, like Larry Fink did in July, and he's done several times since. I mean, this is unprecedented. This is the thing that when I came in 2017 as a retail investor, this is what we bought into. Like everyone is going to eventually want to buy Bitcoin, and we're seeing that for the first time with these Bitcoin ETFs, like in a real way that we've never seen before. I think like everyone should be very clear about there's been the ability for markets to be manipulated this entire time. It's an unregulated industry, but now you have the biggest fucking financial managers in the world.
Yep.
And I think everyone needs to understand what that means, right? Like
serious business.
This is serious fucking business. This is like the battle for crypto. Like we're excited because the capital's coming in, but we also have to be aware that folks like us, folks like all of our friends, everybody that's been building in this industry for years, or even just coming in this year, you have an opportunity. You're on the frontier. Like we get to decide what this industry looks like, and we know more than anybody in the world, more than these financial institutions know.
Totally.
So some of us are going to end up going to work for them. Some of us are going to be basically consulting with them. It's a huge opportunity that everybody has.
Wait, so we get the ultimate psyops.
Yes,
TradFi.
100%.
In before BlackRock.
Dude, hear that, advisors?
TradFi is ours for the taking.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to say this right now. First of all, the chat is mostly bullish and some bearish without any insight. They're not giving me any thesis, but I appreciate it. We appreciate it because we asked you. The other thing I say, look in your Discords, the one that you invest, the time you trade in and stuff like that, and look at the friends. Some of those people, a few at least one, is going back and getting their finance degree or learning about the ETFs so they can work for companies in the trading department, because a lot of those bankers do not know about how to analyze and manage ETFs for their clients.
Totally.
So it's bullish.
Yeah,
They're about to have a 21-year-old just like telling, bro, just degen all your fucking customer funds.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
what I think is
so obvious.
I think he's a pretty good trader for you.
No, because I was gonna say, so it's like the thing is like I feel like the ETF, like all the money coming in, it's like one of those things where it's like right now it's like, oh, it's bearish, it's bullish, we want to see the price action. But then what, Bitcoin flies to 6 figs and we're like, duh, it was so obvious. There's so much money coming in. Like, do you think it's one of those things where like it sounds obvious that it's bearish? Or like it's just a matter of time and we just gotta wait and we just gotta psyop.
It's just a matter of time. Like
I feel we can make a new cabal.
$1 billion in volume is a lot of money. Like I think I'm pretty sure it was the top ETF traded this past week. Like BlackRock has it on their homepage, right? And BlackRock, like literally BlackRock owns the U.S. government, right? Like they literally own the U.S. government. And I think to touch a little bit more on some of the other institutions in TradFi as well, you had like Franklin Templeton that's like actually leaning into crypto, right?
The Ordinals.
Yeah, Franklin Templeton.
Dude, I saw that. I was actually going to bring it up. They had a tweet that literally said, do not fade Ordinals. They said it's important. Yeah. So actually super interesting. They said it's important for like the stability in the ecosystem of Bitcoin, but they also said it's super important for the SOV, I think they said.
Store value.
The share of value, basically like spreading Bitcoin's word, like free marketing. And it's true. Like I would not be talking about Bitcoin if I wasn't Ordinals.
Yep.
Like, no, I just wouldn't. Like, it wouldn't be in my vocabulary.
Yeah, none of us would. I mean, NFT MFers had no reason to talk about Bitcoin. And NFTs are one of the most interesting applications to come to blockchain because you're not just trading financial instruments, you're creating like true global community culture. Like none of us up here would know each other if it wasn't for fucking NFTs. Like if we were just trading, just trading shit coins or just hodling Bitcoin, like we would never even, we wouldn't be here right now.
To close on this topic, I want to actually just add a sort of anecdote. I was in a chat with Charlie Spears this past week. And he was like, there was a bunch of different things happening. Franklin Templeton was one of them. And he was like, I'm just happy that there's now sort of like culture on Bitcoin, because you look at sort of like a year ago and it was like absolute sentiment bottom. Charlie himself had to really sort of like cozy up with these maxis that were telling him like you can't do anything but just buy this sort of Bitcoin. So I don't know. I think it was cool to see that, wherein like you have a Bitcoin maxi that is now like Bitcoin's cool again. 100%.
Yeah. Also, also as important is don't brag about your calls with with CB Spears.
No, I didn't call him. It was in a chat. It was in a chat.
Don't brag about it on the show.
He's going to be on here, I'm sure, at sometime in the future.
Don't ever brag.
I mean, talking to these trad institutions, right? You have another one. You have Sotheby's.
Yes.
Right? Boo, what's up? Boo, what's up?
Okay, look. So we had the Shroom Toshi auctions. We had the Bitcoin Shrooms. One of them sold for what, 240K?
Yeah.
The other one sold for 100K. Sotheby said we could farm way more money off these motherfuckers. Let's run it back. So we actually have a bunch of different artists from Ordinals, and actually like new artists. I think there's one sick artist is gonna be his first piece on Ordinals is being auctioned right now.
Yeah.
Interesting thing is like the value of his piece is like way higher on the Sotheby Ordinal auction than like any of his other pieces. So that's like a super fascinating like trade of value to that. But we also have a lot of sub 10K inscriptions in the art. We have cool artists in, but most importantly, that really interested me is the Sotheby's is auctioning black uncommon sats, and they're also auctioning other just rare sats
other
in
rare
general.
sats too, yeah.
Yeah. So like I want to go back to a lot of artists. I think Lucrece has this
Yes, that's a sick ass piece.
Yeah, unbelievable.
One of the largest auctions ever, I think, for him.
Crazy.
Well.
The black sat category, which is
it was super instant. I was like rare sats, expected, but they acknowledged black sats.
Yeah.
It's like
it's not
culture.
just it's not just the sats. I know you remember this. It's the canvases. Like bidding on these canvases that are untouched, unscathed with any artwork or any metadata.
See, I actually look at it differently though, Troy. Like,
sure, that's what the show is about. Different thoughts.
Yeah, no, I think that Ordinals as a meta protocol is the canvas, and then the sats are sort of an interesting frame. That's the way I sort of look at it.
So would you say that this is the first time that like at an auction house, like an art auction house, they're selling the frame?
Yes.
That's interesting.
That's never before seen, unprecedented, and super sexy.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, obviously, we all collect different rare sats here. I think it's been, you have like commenters that's going, I think we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool to see like Sotheby's leaning into this. And I think like, again, like going back to these trad institutions, like Sotheby's is like a 100+ institution, art house that has auctioned off some of the most famous paintings in the world, is paying notice to Ordinals, which is like just over a year old. That's nuts. Where's Christie's at? We need some more competition.
Wait, can I do something for chat real quick?
Yeah.
The first person in chat to tell me what sats the Bootallion are inscribed on gets whitelist.
Oh shit.
Okay, continue.
Oh shit.
Continue.
Should we? Because is it going to happen in seconds?
I'll see. You can continue.
Okay.
I just wanted to put that in chat.
I want to chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm confused. Okay.
But yeah, I think the Sotheby's thing is super cool. Like, we had a Thank You X who had a drop today, right? Yeah. He came on our spaces like 2 days in a row. It was funny because somebody was talking shit about Sotheby's. They're like, yeah, fuck Sotheby's. They're just milking, blah, blah, blah.
Damn.
And I was like, well, we got Thank You X, who's actually a Sotheby's featured artist. Like, let's get his perspective. And he had a great, like, honest perspective. He's basically
Zex wins.
For some people, for some artists, it's gonna be a really good thing. Some artists won't be able to work with them, and it's just one of those things. Like we want Ordinals to be a large scale industry.
Yeah.
And you want all the players in. Like Asprey and Bugatti were one of the first major brands to launch, and like some people don't like that.
I will say though,
sorry,
I will say though, with these big institutions like Sotheby's, they're like, the gateway is open, but there's also the gatekeep, and we have to 100%. We have to train them because it's our shit collectively that they want, right? It's like having an agent. They want to take 10% of the blood that you fucking are pumping out and that you're working for, and they understand that. But like, we just can't like sell out all the time. In terms of like maybe inclusion and.
So you look at this as like a sellout.
No, I'm saying that like let's take our good friend Patrick Amadon, for instance. Like, he walked away from Sotheby's the day before of these glitch artists, that pioneers that were supposed to be highlighted, and none of them were women, and there are a lot of female glitch artists. That is like a man of like honor, and fucking like he just walked away, and with that statement of walking away is amazing. And
that was the first time I think that was like one of the first times I was like at IRL Alpha, and like I was reading that story. I was fascinated by that.
It's just
like Chad-like.
It's just training. Like, there's no rush to any of this shit. We're gonna be. It's a growth industry every day. We're fucking sharpening our fucking tools and learning shit, and that is like there's no in tech. other than tech, there's no industry that's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's important to be able to train these people as, like, walk the dog. Let's say you're
Gotcha.
walking the dog instead
Walk
of getting
first, run later.
instead of getting walked by the dog.
Gotcha.
Anyway, that's my take on that.
Yeah,
How
I don't
often
know.
are you walked by the dog, Troy?
When I was a kid, the Doberman, like when they'd see a mailman, I would be dragged on the because I was young and the Dobermans picked. But
Makes
anyway,
sense. That makes sense.
yeah.
Oh man. Well, I mean, listen, we got of course more topics. We got an Ordinals update.
Yeah.
It's been another
Ordinals
crazy
update.
week in of course Ordinals. We talked, I think, a little bit about some of the stuff that's happened
Well,
with Sotheby's and.
You want to kick off? Well, you're a Node Monk junkie.
Yeah.
Node Monkey junkie.
We finally got a Discord.
I'm in one of the chats. So
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
what's your
it's an
enthusiasm behind this?
It's an explosive thing. Like, I mean, the art itself, I think, is magical. Like, it's a great collection. I think anybody that goes to the No Monks website, they call it the Monk Decks, and you just explore the collection. They really built a nice explorer for the collection. I think
did.
that was critical. So
We haven't seen anything like that.
I've never seen anything
Yeah.
that simple to go through a collection, and like especially for buying right off the bat, because I hadn't looked at the collection before I started buying on secondary. I was able to snipe grails because I was able to find them quickly, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of overlap in terms of like the CryptoPunks traits, but there's also Bitcoin native like lore traits, like a lot. And so it brings a lot of like what we already know to be a classic collection, the CryptoPunks, and it marries that with this new Bitcoin native culture that we're building on Ordinals. But what I'm most bullish about is the fucking people in it.
Yeah.
Like, it has nothing to do with the team. It has everything to do with the community that's formed. You have like the top collectors on Ethereum, the top people in Ordinals, the OGs who knew about it. Those two groups of people coming together for the first time, like in a community, holding the collection, all bullish. It's like the most bullish thing I've ever seen in Ordinals so far. Then you have the fucking runaway volume. Like, it hit 1,000 Bitcoin in volume in the first 7 days of trading.
That's nuts.
And
It surpassed
Record.
Bitcoin
And-
Frog's all-time volume.
And not only that, when we had a dip about a week and a half ago, it continued to chug along.
So I got
trending. It's been top
I
trending.
got these group chats that I started, and there's more. Like, there's definitely 2 more that I'm in that I didn't start, but the 2 that I started, there are over 150 people in each, I think, at this point. And in those group chats, every time the dip is going down, people are like, when are we buying? Like, people are waiting to buy some more. So it's like every time it dips, it gets eaten up fast. And this is not a cheap floor.
Here's the real question. Quantum Cats comes out. Cats
Don't you do it, Troy.
for 20 years. I'm just for 20 years, you see cat memes. You don't really see pixel memes. You know what I mean? I'm just curious. What do you think? They're very two different projects.
Are you
but what-
saying you like the art of the cats better than the No
I'm
Monks?
not saying I like either
He's saying
one of
he's
them.
dumping
more.
his monks for cats.
No, I'm
dude.
not saying that. I'm saying
trying to imply that, I'm
I'm
pretty
trying
sure.
to get rid of my crown Pepe, which is one of 5.
You have a crown
And
Pepe?
I'm just letting you know.
What's your
If you're in the
secret?
I
group
wanna
chat,
get more
if you're in the
monks.
group chat,
No more
buy-
shills, bro.
buy
No more
Troy's-
shills.
Can I have
Buy
your
Troy's
private
Crown
key?
Pepe.
What's that?
I was saying, if you're in the group chat and you're watching, buy Troy's Crown Pepe.
Yeah.
But it's actually an interesting point you bring up because
Thank
it's
you.
like, so Bitcoin Frogs was literally like the king of the market, but there's also like really nothing else for people to buy that was around that range. And then Node Monkeys comes out as a 10K PFP, and like crypto culture, like PFPs, like if you have a good like PFP project that people are proud to rep, that shit will moon just based on the amount of like people like constantly seeing it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've been seeing that Node Monkey for 2 months. I kind of want to buy in, like getting psyop, but like, would we think that Quantum Cast releasing kind of like bricks the floor at Node Monkeys or like other
Nah,
collections? Or
I
do we
mean-
think they're on like their own category?
I think they're in their own category. Like, there's something about the 10K as a form factor that we all understand, like you were just saying. And really, with Node Monks, like what it was all these ETH collectors, they were watching, and they saw what happened with frogs, so they knew something was there, but they're not going to come in and buy frogs at 0.4 or 0.3, right?
I think rarity is important too, because frogs don't really have like rarities.
Rarity is important, and again, like the traits, like they understand the CryptoPunk. So like everyone knew to start sniping hoodies. People knew to snipe crowns and like the aliens, obviously. So it was very obvious what to buy. With no rarity with the frogs, like it's hard to know, like, they don't really understand that as much. But I think more than anything, it was just like it's the opportunity to get an entry, so people could participate in the auction, and then even on secondary, they could get in super cheap in the first couple days.
Yeah. I mean, Boo, are you going to be buying more Node Monks in the lead up over the next couple weeks, or are you going to be sort of waiting it out?
I'm just
buying,
holding
of
mine,
course?
to be honest. Because I'm like, okay, to me, like one of my greatest, like kind of like my original ordinal hypothesis, right, is I was part of like the Ethereum bull run. I saw how fucking ridiculous things got. It was nuts.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, okay, that happened on Ethereum, which at the time was kind of like priced at 3,000. Market cap was like 3 times lower than Bitcoin. Then ordinal NFTs come out, and we have a market where the coin is built off, the blockchain is one, the oldest one, the like most secure one, but it's also the most expensive one by 3x. So to me, what logically makes sense in my head is, well, we don't hit the top until like the top Ordinals project hits the 3x like price of the top Ethereum project during the bull run. So that's kind of like how I'm connecting it. It's also like a no monkey, like 1 month at a time. Like, oh, it's a Bitcoin now. I could use another Bitcoin.
We got Blue over here as well on the couch. I know he wanted to say something maybe on this.
It's an Ordinals update, and Boo and Blue.
Yes.
They have a project minting next week on the 22nd.
Bootallions.
I know there's a question that was on the chat over here about your game and onboarding, but in general, that's one of the updates. Let's talk about Bitcoin Boos and Bootallions.
Yes.
Let's go.
Real quick, I just want to chime in first. I'm buying more fucking Node Monkeys.
Let's fucking go.
Okay.
That's all I want.
Oh, shit, bullish.
You gotta buy more.
Pepe Crown, baby.
Not the Pepe Crown. Good luck.
It's the only sub 100K, but I'm just letting you
No
know.
one buy that, man.
It's-
Wait, you have the only sub 100K Pepper Crown?
Yeah.
That's bullish.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
Wait, Blue, are you in the hoodie cabal?
It's bluish.
Let's get you in there.
Can you buy it for me?
I'll see what I can do.
Good things, dad things. What's going on over here?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, what's going on with Bootallions? What's going on?
Yeah, you're mint, and then
Wait, real quick, can I get hypes in the chat? If you are here from the Bitcoin Boost Discord, spam the chat. Like I will, we will get you. Where's my Warriors at, bro? It's just a TSA.
Spam bullish in the chat.
So,
We know,
so
we
you're
know.
maxed whitelist, although somebody just won one, which is amazing. So you lied to me. So the the other thing, the other thing is you're minting on the 22nd. It's hyper bullish. We already know about your project is doing well in the sub 3K. But there's a game that you guys have, and somebody was bringing up. Is that going to onboard more people in the Ordinals to your game?
Would you like to leak people about the game?
Come on, Blue.
Boss fights are what we're doing right now, right? So we have a whole world, right? We're a whole kingdom, and kingdoms have enemies. And for whitelist, we're letting people fight these bosses that Boo creates, and we're doing it mainly with just like creative responses. We want to see the limitations of people's creativity in our server to see how they can take down these bosses, and that's the best way to get whitelist right now.
Love it.
We also had a ton of Russian bots come in, and then we like filtered all of them by doing like these boss fights.
I like the way that you put you reverse engineered growth here. You said the limitations of people, which is interesting because you can see that rather than what the extent of what they can do is. It's a different way of looking at it. Anyway, I appreciate that. Definitely minting. No one called me during that, and but I'm excited for this.
I'm also excited. I'm very excited. Lumi, how are you feeling? Would you like to say hi to chat?
Hi, chat. No, I'm feeling really good. I just have one question for the Kings. When was the last time you guys went outside?
Outside.
Ooh.
Yeah, they've
Outside.
been working.
Shots
Never
fired.
heard.
Oh
working
shit!
hard
Shots
to
Damn,
fired.
Boo!
be-
Boo!
Outside.
No.
Boo! I thought that was. Well, I thought it was you.
Okay.
Okay,
the
first
Ordinals
off,
are
so I
roasted
showered.
show,
We
man.
both showered this
Oh, they
morning,
showered
potentially
the
at the same
sun?
time
No.
for a wizard.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. That's like disclosed info. We did meditate at the beach, which helped a lot.
Beautiful. I love
So
that.
it's
I
like,
love
you know,
that.
like
Yeah.
us, like me, Blue, like we're doing things calm, like we're
Seeing
making
them
sure
work
everything's Gucci.
live.
Boo dresses like
Yeah.
John Travolta, but smells like Venice.
Oh, yeah.
The thing about
a magical
cleanliness
combo.
is no. Listen,
I think getting
So-
back to
so-
some of the Ordinals updates. So we got
there's a
we had Thank You X that had his mint today.
Thank
Went
you,
really
X,
well.
legendary artist on
Yeah.
other chains. Had
Dude,
his,
I didn't wake up. I missed my mint. I'm so
Ah,
sorry.
man.
What?
Sold out in a couple hours.
had his first ordinal mint today as an artist, and it was only 100 pieces, and it sold out in an hour or two. And congratulations, he's very happy about it. He's an LA local or native. I personally have never met him, only through DMs, and it was great to see that. But
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, you had Thank You X that had their mint today.
Yes.
His mint today, couple hours, sold out.
Yeah.
Did you ended up collecting one?
I did.
Okay.
I
and
got
then,
two.
And then what about the Bitcoin whales, right? I don't know too much about
Bitcoin
that.
whales, their pods are coming out, and it was supposed
From
to be like
Balinese artists.
Balinese artists and some other cool things, and we love Tostio.
Yep.
And I think the mint was supposed to be last week, but I think they extended it for another week or so. And I just love the way he works. He's just he keeps it real, man. He's a founder, but he's
awesome.
also a nurse.
100%. And then
know
you
what I mean?
also had just literally like 30 minutes ago, you had Pizza Ninjas. You minted.
did not.
He minted?
I did not.
Okay, you will mint, though. You will mint.
I have to claim. And
What are your predictions though for Pizza Ninjas?
Pizza Ninjas right now, I mean, I can't predict right now. I saw the floor, about
$3,500 or so.
No, it was like 0.085, and
Wait, that was the floor for a Pizza
my
Ninja?
buddy,
Yes.
my
Are
buddy,
you fucking kidding me?
What?
my buddy Dave said, well, this is an hour ago. This is like right 5 minutes before the show.
Yep.
He said that no one's really listing, but people are buying it at 0.085, which is a
shit.
bullish signal.
And mint price was $600.
Yeah.
How much? Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it was a 0.03 mint for
Okay.
whitelist. And I think for claims, these are people that were in the top 300 like 3 months ago, and they got to pay half of 0.02, which those people, including me, because the quests were easy, guys. The quests were fucking easy. Like
Follow a couple
you
of-
just
yeah.
download the app.
So you cooked.
I think so.
Yeah.
I like Trevor, dude. Trevor
Yeah.
ain't going
No,
nowhere.
for sure.
Trevor's
fun.
Trevor, he's pretty polemical. He can cause debates.
nice
and
Still bullish on sub 100K. I don't give a fuck.
and he. So is Leo.
Man.
When are we gonna have that
no,
fight?
Wait, the chat's saying it's a 0.1 floor for the Pizza Ninjas right now.
Let's
So
fucking go.
This just in at the IRL studios on the chat. Tiger, whoever that is, thank you, Tiger, is
Thank you,
0.097
chat.
floor.
Higher.
Or Darkside
Damn.
says 0.1
Higher.
floor. Wow. And I think public goes on at 8 p.m. PST. It's probably going to be sold out before then.
100%.
Yeah, I set my alarm. I'm going to try to cook.
You got
know?
it, baby. You
You
got
know?
it. I mean, good things. You minted just before this show.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you holding on long term? Like, you gonna buy more? No, like, what are you
bro,
thinking,
dude,
man?
You're gonna make me just like.
Oh man,
Trevor's
Now you're
gonna-
ninja
Trevor's
right
gonna,
now,
like,
right?
disown me.
I mean,
No.
people want
No,
to
I'm,
hear.
I'm
right?
gonna
That's
hold. I'm
ridiculous.
gonna hold, man. Like, I mean, Trevor's a legend. Like,
Yeah.
Trevor has done a lot before he got into Ordinals, and since he's been in Ordinals, like, he's been building the ecosystem, like
Yeah.
a lot of us have. Like,
Yeah.
The crazy thing is everybody here, like, not just in this room right now, but everybody that's been in Ordinals, you're one of like the elite fucking few, right? That actually had the vision. Trevor's one of those people. He's got an amazing platform. He's got an entire fund that he's funding people building in the ecosystem.
Yep.
So
Gotta bet on
I
him.
think having a piece from his collection is pretty legendary.
I met his ninja alerts. His partner. I met him at the Wizards party at NFT NYC. Forgot his name, but he is like probably the top, if not top 2 traders in our whole ecosystem.
Interesting.
Oh shit! I didn't
Wait,
know that.
Yeah,
Me
if
and Blue have a
and you can correct me, Trevor, if I'm wrong, but that's what he told me, and you told
is
me
it?
as I forget his name.
Chris?
I don't know
Okay.
his name.
All right,
Chad.
no, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, listen, I
Jesus
think,
Christ.
listen, I could give a prediction. I didn't get whitelist, so I don't have any
Oh,
predictions. so-
FUD.
Oh,
FUD
shit.
God
Here
over
we go.
here.
No, but I mean, listen,
FUD Lord.
Here we
FUD
go.
is bullish. FUD is bullish.
FUD is
But
bullish.
is
Yeah.
bullish.
is
Yeah,
super
yeah, let's
bullish.
go.
If we learned anything, right?
If you
with
learn
the
anything
no
from
mugs.
Trevor can FUD other projects, which works as a nice little, what Blez was saying earlier.
respect
Blez
it.
was
I
saying
respect it.
when there's some extreme going on over here, there's a counteractive extreme going on the other
Oh, yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
So I like the tactics here. But let's not forget about art, because I like the Thank You X thing. And I was honored to have that.
You had
and
the shadow hats as well.
the
right?
the shadow hats, I didn't.
You didn't mint.
And I'm mad at Bear. Bear's like, I think we're roommates. Anyway, so the other thing is commoners. These commoners drops coming up.
Yeah.
Are you bullish on this or not?
I'm in between still. Like I love Robert, right? Who is sort of
Robert
behind
Clark.
it with his sister, who is the artist.
Robert, yes.
I am bullish on Robert as a person. My problem, I think my main problem is like I have a ton of uncommons, and I find that to be bullish or sort of valuable long term. Do I want to sell them? Or I'm sorry, not sell them, but I'm sorry, use them for this mint, right? Because it's sort of bring your own sats, only uncommons that you put on this collection.
Yeah, for a quick setup,
Yeah.
first 10K collection on Uncommons, which is like, holy shit, what a
Yeah.
digital boner, all right?
I mean, you have to seriously consider, like, will these virgin sats, right, virgin uncommons, be worth more than this potentially collection, right, in the future? Like,
I
that's
think-
really what I'm weighing.
So I think the
a
thing
good
with
call.
uncommon
Yeah.
sats is like we have like a cap supply on them. Like when Bitcoin ends, every block we get one uncommon sat. Just from like history or like NFTs or like when projects have like a reveal or they have like the box and then you gotta like burn it in the contract to get the reveal. The boxes always go higher, and obviously it's because of like rares and such. But I think people just prefer like the untouched element. Like they like the virginity of not having an inscription on the sat.
If you're
and
a-
it also like doesn't, because like on chain you can see like how many inscriptions are in a sat. So if you kind of have like a sat that was already used on, it's like oh well it was used before.
Okay.
The other thing to think about
all
too
right.
is like if it's successful, like does the market rush in to buy uncommons?
I
after
think
that,
so,
right?
100%.
Speaking of parent-child, having virgin sats as a parent, you kind of want to hold on to the unscathed virgin sat.
Of course.
If you're a terrible parent, if you're a good parent, you want to let them live life.
Well, I think though, good things to your point. I think there might be a little bit of a run on uncommons. I think just making more predictions here. I think maybe you see a run up after the full announcement of how mechanics work. Although they did just make an announcement today. Maybe there's a run up on uncommons specifically, and then I think what you're going to see is like what we've seen elsewhere is like these first disbursements. So like I think every other rare sat like blacks. Block 78.
Yeah.
It's going to be a sort of race to do the first 10K PFP on
100%.
those as well. So maybe there's a run up as well. Maybe
I'll
it's
be
already
honest,
happened.
I'm bullish on it just because Farmer Joe's bullish on it.
Yeah.
He told me about this like weeks ago, and I'm like, he's like, get some uncommons. I'm like, what?
You got FJ, you have DZ, and you have Robert behind it.
Yeah, Robert. I mean, anything Robert does at this point, if you're fading it, like you got to have a very good reason because that dude has been cooking.
He does.
And that's the good thing about our space. It's kind of small, and we
Totally.
know everybody coming in the neighborhood. When they're going,
we know
leaving.
everybody.
Guys,
Like,
we are the cabal.
No, I mean that literally. That's the fucking cool thing is like if you're in Ordinals right now, like you have an asymmetric fucking advantage, right?
Totally.
Because there's not a lot of people here, and there's not a lot of people that know this like very intricate yet short history. If you know any of that, then you have a reasonable pulse on what is going to be valuable in the market.
Yeah. Speaking. Go ahead.
I was gonna say. So I had a super interesting take on like rare sats as well. So I super believe in like rare sats being like the ultimate shitcoin market on Bitcoin. Like, why do I need a meta protocol to like inscribe adjacent tell me how many coins I got when I could just have a certain amount of sats that tell me how many sats I have that actually have value?
Yeah.
But I got in a call with ZK because you want to know like what's going on with like the boot collection, and then we were talking about like block 9 sats because I inscribed on block 9 sats. Because I do believe in like the value in them. It's like literally touched by Satoshi. ZK brought an interesting point.
Damn it!
where,
That
like,
was the answer. Block 9. Shit. Go ahead.
So he brought an interesting point where it's like when you inscribe your inscriptions. By the way, there's only 14,000 inscriptions on block 9s right now. The sat itself is like. One, he said it's a hedge against Bitcoin, but I also think it's a hedge against the inscription itself. Like you could have the inscription has value, but then you also have the literal sat it's on as a collectible thing. And let's say like in an insane market, block 9s, which are being hoarded by the way, they 3x. I bought them for $1 a piece like 3 months ago, now they're $3 a piece. Which is fucking nuts.
Wait, are
But
you
I think-
sure?
Yeah, no, I did. I was looking at prices.
Block
'cause-
9 450X? I thought it was like 20.
Well, no,
bucks.
450 is something
10 to
else,
20.
but
Oh,
like
okay.
if you want to buy them in bulk, they're like
Gotcha.
$3 pair.
Yeah.
So it's like to me, it's like imagine the block 9 market, kind of like 10x is 100x. What happens to my inscriptions that are on block 9s? It's just an interesting.
I mean,
thing.
I sort of disagree. I'm not sure if that was your
That's
point
fine.
or ZK's. Like, I sort of disagree. I think like
Both of our points.
I think I think it's just like I think what people like when you're thinking about like I guess a hedge. I think like people or projects are gonna want to inscribe, of course, on stuff that hasn't been inscribed on. And then like if it's something that's already been inscribed, like I don't know. I see on the rare sats market, specifically on Magic Eden, there's stuff that of course has inscriptions on it, and it a lot of times gets overlooked because people just don't want it. Maybe they do in the future though. I don't know. Right? Like they already have inscriptions on it with block 9 or whatever it is. I don't know.
I think to me, it's just like it adds a value, especially because like you know how we got like like sub 100K, sub 10K. Like you could also track like what inscription ranges like these uncommon sats, block 9 sats are getting inscribed on.
You can create your own story.
So it's kind of like an early thing as well. It's like,
Totally.
these were like sub 100K block 9s, and block 9s currently have a floor price of like 300 per. Let me buy into some of those collections and see what's going on with
it's
that.
like it's the narratives that are going on with this. Like you can create your own storylines with the collection of the hoarding part of it. Speaking of back to art, you're actually in an art piece that sold a 1-of-1 yesterday by one of our local legend favorites, Rax on Chain.
Yeah.
Rax number one
And
is a fucking legend.
And also Boppleton, who they joined forces to make this piece through Cypherpunk's lab, and it sold as a 1-of-1. I don't know the price of it, but it was a pretty Bitcoin penny, and you're in it.
So I am, guys, listen here. I am immortalized on Bitcoin. I'm not talking about my profile picture, which you guys are going to see for the rest of your fucking lives.
Let's get down to
the
Boo.
Bitcoin. I'm talking about I was literally 3D scan my body, kind of like my face, even like a part of my tattoo and my Apple Watch is literally inscribed on Bitcoin as a sick 3D model by Rax. They inscribed like 50 plus libraries to make this happen.
I wish we
so
could-
now we could have 3D scans on. You wish you could what?
I wish we could pin things that like. I mean, we can, but like it'd be great. Like you look great in that. He looks good in it.
It was
Yeah,
sick, but I was
cool.
looking at it and like I saw it post on Ord.io. I was like, why does that look so familiar? And I was looking, I was like, wait, that's literally me, bro.
Follow
But no,
follow Rax on Chain.
Yep.
RAX on Chain. and you'll see his post, and he's a genius coder, artist, legend.
Also, it's a bullish case because I could literally never rug or scam you guys because I am immortalized on Bitcoin, so I'm permanently doxxed. You guys are welcome.
Well, I think
Please be bullish.
it's cool to see like what Rax obviously did with that, and then he has I think like 2 or 3 other prints that went live on Gamma. Those sold out and are doing crazy. But also like I think just really big props to Rax of like doing unique shit on Bitcoin that I believe is also, only stuff you can do on Bitcoin. So, like,
first time I met him, I knew I liked him. First of all, his brain, how the fast it works. It was on the street, and I said, "Oh, we had a great talk, and it was real quick." And I said, "Where are you going right now?" He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna go back home." And it was on a Thursday night after IRL Alpha. He didn't go to the party. He goes, "Oh, I'm going back home to work. I want to go code some more." I was like, "Dude, I like this guy."
Yeah.
Because I'll see him again, and
he's on it.
Yeah, he's great.
He told me something super interesting too, and it's like I know Danny like has these points. But Rax told me, like, we were just talking and we're like talking about like low sats and fee rates and stuff. And he's like, dude, like me and like a bunch of other artists, like the mempools are TV. Like all we do all day is stare at the mempool and like inscribe. Cause like they believe, and I also believe, and Danny talks about this, that there's going to be a point where like, it's going to be tough to inscribe. Block space, like the block space is limited on Bitcoin, extremely limited, extremely valuable.
Speaking of Danny, I loved this tweet about a week ago. It was after that 113 6-hour space that he had that everybody was wrapped with attention. He was just talking about, and I had said this when you could see the mempool and it looked like art. It looked like generative art because it's actually generating with live people, inscribing and finagling, and he was talking about how it's going to be in certain like stratospheres, like it's going to be art in itself, in inscriptions and I don't know. Did you guys see that tweet at all?
No, I don't think so.
I think I probably saw it, but yeah, I mean, I think in general, what people are discounting at this point is how visible Bitcoin, like the actual mempool, will be in the future. So like only like the biggest like nerds like us are looking at it right now. But once there's like fucking a market cap of like, much larger than where it is today, you're going to have financial institutions. You're going to have like all kinds of people watching it all day long because it's going to be one of the most valuable networks that we've ever known in human history. And it's like live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, block by block. So I think using that space as like for artists, for advertising, for all kinds of things, that is kind of like a future where that people aren't really predicting yet, but I know there are people working on visualizing it.
Even Spirit Zero, who's in the audience right now, love this guy. He's said it himself. This is what I meant. Tools will allow purchasing directly from mempool.
Yeah, I've seen a
double digital boner,
version
guys.
of that.
I mean, seriously here.
Yeah, someone we know in the space is building that right now, and
like to buy directly from mempool.
Yes.
How does that work though? Is it like you see the PSBT listings on the mempool? Or like
basically I mean you can, so we know about the MEV opportunities, right? So you can already do that if you're running a node and you know what you're doing, but there'll be a nice clean user interface. It'll be like Bitcoin, the mempool will be like a marketplace.
Interesting.
Wait, so we're okay, so fuck. So we're talking about a future where people could constantly snipe each other's transactions unless they pay higher.
Yeah, I mean I imagine there's going to be people that will engineer ways around it.
Yeah.
Like I already know there's possible ways to do that, but yeah. I mean essentially.
I mean just like ETH, you have like MEV resistant sort of swaps, etc. Yeah.
It's hackers versus hackers. Like it's going to be
be nuts.
Maybe with covenants, they'll covenants and the layers behind that. If that gets deployed, will help be preventable for certain things like front running like that. Sending more. It's just like, listen, I want to buy this car off the lot. Here's my money.
Yeah, I think it's like cats in a wall. You just throw a bunch of cats in there, and it'll get better.
That's
so.
But
cats. You said cats.
I said cats.
You said cats.
I was gonna say like a super interesting thing about that is like actually a concern and also ties into like we should be inscribing. It's like, dude, if we have mempool PvP where you can just buy off the mempool, people are gonna be outgassing each other. Like personally, I am petty as fuck. So if I have a transaction in the mempool and I see a bitch snipe my transaction for 100, I'm gonna put 150. Then they're gonna go higher, and I'm gonna go higher because that's my fucking transactions. But that's gonna lead like to me. Because like I used to bot on Ethereum a lot, so it's like a bunch of botters. The moment like fucking a mint goes live, it goes from like 30 gas to 1,000.
Yeah, he's that guy, man.
3,000. Dude, I was in the space like so deep. So to me, I kind of see I see the same thing. He was 12. I see the same thing playing out in the mempool.
Yeah.
But it's like imagine that happening in mass for every transaction. Like the mempool might be permanently high, Or at least it'll add another factor along with inscriptions.
another element, yeah.
It's another element to
Yeah.
make the mempool higher.
Yep.
But I think
It's
that's
gonna
one
be
thing that's
nuts.
super fucking cool that most, like, I know most people don't understand that about Bitcoin. They think the block time being, having much more latency is a it's like a bad thing,
Yeah.
a bug, but it's actually, it creates this completely different market.
Yeah. I think
Also,
it's
that like the slow. Sorry, you wanna
no.
go?
I was just. I think it's a feature. Like I think
It
that
is a feature.
like you look at the chains that I guess are most popular right now. I think you have Bitcoin, ETH, and sort of Sol. I think that they all have their different use cases, and I think that maybe over this next year or two, like you're gonna see those use cases continue to be just hammered.
It's also
And I think they should. I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I hate this phrase, but we're all early.
We are early.
But it's growing like every day, and
Yeah,
people are
early
allowed
as
to build on other chains, and we can't stop that, and that's great. That means there's more people here, and but the neighborhood's going to get bigger. We're not going to be able to catch everybody, and you got to like stay relevant, right?
Yeah.
So
No, it's getting much more competitive. That's the
Yeah.
other thing that, like, we had this like first year of Ordinals where it basically like was fucking free reign. Like you could do anything you wanted.
Literally.
Fees were like historically low. We're past that point.
We're never
now.
gonna see those fees again.
You're never
huh?
gonna see those fees again. Maybe in the next bear market, but like where we're going into, like I don't think people really understand. Like not you guys, but like the general market has no fucking idea. Like those fees are gonna go through the roof.
You want to make a prediction though? Like, are you thinking it'll sort of sustain over 100 sats per rebyte?
I don't know if it'll sustain for how long, but I mean, we saw what happened with the gas wars on Ethereum because
Fucking
of NFTs.
crazy.
We've already seen the fees spike on Bitcoin.
Yes.
And I think in the midst of like mania mode, which we're not anywhere near at this point, like those fees are just going to spike up ridiculous, right? And when it gets to like inscribe to own or like bring your own sat, that kind of like where it's just
That
like
meta.
everybody for themselves, you're going to see people pay like, probably over $1,000 to mint a single thing just because they think they're going to be able to get that return right away.
Totally.
Yeah.
So when you say mint, do you mean like they're gonna spend $1,000 to inscribe or just
To
buy
inscribe,
it?
yeah.
Oh, because
yeah.
I was gonna say like to buy it. That's why like it's also a bull point or a bull case on inscriptions now. Is that you don't need to pay money to trade the inscription because you're just trading a sat. So by default, you're paying the lowest amount to get like a transaction through if you're buying already existing inscriptions.
100%.
That's a bull case. Another thing I love about like I personally think like the slow block time is the best feature ever. Because if you look at collections, let's say a Bitcoin block hasn't gone through in like 60 minutes, which happens a lot, but you have a really popular collection, dude, there will be 500 or 600 transactions, maybe more in a bull market where people are just gobbling up the floor and nobody will know what it goes up to until the block goes through, and by then the floor price is higher.
Dude, the
And I
spinning
think it's
wheel.
like it's gonna add like intense trading that we've never seen before.
No.
The spinning wheel on Magic Eden, dude. I've heard from so many people
The
that
spinning
are
wheel
new.
beauty.
They're like, yo, that's the fucking craziest FOMO feature.
It is, dude. It is because you see, it makes me FOMO when no money
Makes me, yeah.
200 pending. That's so bullish.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
going in and it's like you
Yeah.
don't know what the floor is, what you're gonna buy. Like it's nuts. Like, everything about this space is so.
Speaking
hot.
about FOMO though, like obviously with Boo's project, we keep seeing in the chat here. Is there any plans to add a one-of-one NFT?
So we have like a bunch of one-on-ones in the collection. We got 71 ones, 35 uncommon sats, and
shit.
35 unblock uncommon sats.
Sheesh.
Another whitelist opportunity for people in the chat. First person to
Block nines. Oh fuck.
First person to tell me the name of the boo that looks like Scream, no copyright, and has bloody knives gets whitelist. Second person to tell me what the psychedelic rainbow one is called gets
Fuck
whitelist.
me, man.
Third one to
What?
tell me what the one that looks like a red trash can is called gets whitelist.
Why
Would
didn't
like to- would
why
like
didn't
to
you
give
give?
a whitelist
I'm sorry.
opportunity?
Like, why didn't you give me these chances when I was on Discord talking to you?
You have whitelist, Troy. Spread it to the community.
Yeah, come on.
Don't
man.
fucking brag. Don't brag about me. Don't brag about.
Blue, would you like the final whitelist?
Another whitelist spot for the person who names the 101 with 2 dogs.
Okay.
'Cause, that's my
Gosh.
favorite.
Those are the ones I
Two
will be looking
doggos.
in chat. So you got 4.
People are running it up right now.
Yeah.
Good for you guys. And I have to say, somebody said they skipped their sleep to listen or watch this
Wow.
today.
Please go to sleep.
Thank
I don't
you,
know.
everybody,
The
but I just
Bootallion.
We fucking
And
love-
could ETH got Psycho. That was the one that looks like Scream. That's the first one. Please ping me in Discord if you do win, by the way, so we could look through.
Send us send Blue Toshi a DM on Twitter. Actually, I'll go through all
Send
these.
Still got
Bootallions.
3 more ones that we talked about. Again, the one that has like the psychedelic rainbow, the one that looks like a red trash can, and then the one that has hellhound dogs.
Oh, another project. Ha cards.
Oh, yeah.
They're doing their glitch frames. Bullish.
What is
on
that? What's the glitch frames?
Glitch for Burst, Burst the artist,
Yes.
he did the haha cards, and that was a pretty pricey mint. But he's a legendary artist, And
HTY got Prisman.
But
So
wait,
it's
was
like
that
no
was
one.
that was that a mint? Because I talked to him earlier and he's saying it's over the counter.
It was
It
over.
was,
It
yeah,
was
like
like it wasn't
pre-sale
over the
sort of,
counter
yeah.
kind of
That's
thing.
pretty fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah,
that they were able to sell over the counter.
Yeah, and it was not cheap.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, they're setting the price, and I was honored to whatever. But these glitch frames, there's 10 per mint, and that's all I really know about it.
So
I just
he was
know
on
that
Spaces with us earlier, dude. So it's a free mint. So it's 9,000 pieces. I don't know the exact mint mechanics of it.
Yeah.
But he said it's coming in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Within a couple weeks. And he has a pretty incredible story. Like he started off basically like a completely poor artist and worked his way up. Like moved to Peru with his girlfriend. She helped. Like she bought him a laptop. Like he really started at the fucking bottom. Yeah. So to see where he's at, where he was able to sell like an entire collection OTC to all the GOATs. Like he sold it to, he got Casey one. He got, Danny and Amanda from Unchained Monkey one. A lot of like legendary people in the Ordinals. OTC, like, so very organic the way that he distributed that collection.
Well, I don't know that they sold out entirely via OTC, and I know that also they worked really closely with like Elock and Neuro and those guys.
Ordinally is the one who inscribed it.
Yeah, like all of the OGs. Like he's got the haha bag.
One of my
as well.
favorite pieces ever.
From
this
San
bag is
Francisco.
gonna be worth millions of dollars. Haha. I actually made this. I'm gonna like
flex on him.
Flex on him, baby.
Oh shoot! Oh,
That's your penis. Oh, that's your penis. That's your balls. Those are your balls. That's your butt.
So that was actually made by Burst, and it's just like one of my favorite pieces ever. So like, haha, frames is gonna be free. I'm bullish on that. I can't wait to keep it, but he's a goat.
All right, I'm sniping that after the show. But there's a lot of people in this space have their stories from pain. I mean, being a human is pain, and the greatest creations come out from that pain, and we hear it all the time.
100%.
And I love that. I do want to say that.
well, no, I think I was just gonna say I'm looking forward to more stories in the Ordinals ecosystem. And
for sure.
And that sort of wraps up.
Bing
I think really everything. You want to mention what's going on with IRL Alpha tonight?
Tonight we have some great artists. We have there's Dre Millie, who's going to be here on the show. Patrick Amadon, who has a 7-day auction on Solana. Follow Patrick's nose because he's on Solana. I think he also tanked the Tezos price last week, 8%.
Dude, he butted it so funny.
Yeah,
Like,
so Patrick's a legend.
Sorry,
and
Don.
Patrick's also doing something on something that you might know about the show. Anyway, we'll talk about it some other time, but I think we're getting a call here. I'm hearing a ring. Hold on one second. Uh-oh.
Shoot.
Yes, Troy? Yeah. Casey. Got it. All right, cool. All I got to say, Casey said runes. Runes.
Oh, shit.
Join us next week.
See you next
See
week.
us time, 4 p.m. on Thursdays live on Big Academy every week, baby. Bye.